So this little chat is coming with a disclaimer. We're going to be a bit chill this time, even though I personally get very excited about board games, which is what we're going to be talking about. Um,
We'll see
but
how
it's
long this
it's
chilled vibe lasts.
yeah, we'll see. But it's an autumn evening. I'm personally got a tummy full of macaroni cheese. Um, so I'm going to have a little kind of sleep after this, I should think. So yeah, we're going to talk about board games. We're going to talk about home education and board games because, well, frankly, I don't think my home ed would exist without board games. So that's why I want to talk about it. Any ideas why you think we should be having a chat about it?
I just wanted to make you happy.
Oh, don't
No,
get
I think they're wonderful too. And I think sometimes things like this are overlooked in terms of the value that they bring to this kind of the home ed experience. And they can just be seen as games or
you.
either that or as something boring that is all about learning, for some people rather than the fun of it. So I think there's a wealth to tap into here.
Cool. No, I agree. And I reckon, frankly, given the way that board games have exploded in recent years, God, you could cover most of the curriculum. Like if I don't mean like the national curriculum, quadratic equations, all that kind of stuff, although there probably is a board game about it.
I'm writing this
Um,
down. This is a, untapped market, quadratic occasions.
but this is the point I'm going to make. It's well, board games attract nerds, right? And there is, for whatever special interest you have, there will almost certainly be a board game for it. It's and what's delightful is that someone will go, do you know what? I really love fungi. I'm going to do a board game all about fungi. And then they do it for the love of loving fungi and wanting to do a game about it, not because they think, well, this will make me some money. And then they discover that there are other fungi geeks out there who are like, oh, thank God, amazing, a board game about fungi, and it's really
And
good, brilliant, it's
there
really
are
well
some amazing
researched.
ones.
Yeah, there are, and so I have brought with me a selection of board games um, that kind of scratch different home ed itches. So I can bring a few out and tell you what we use them for. We've also got a few prompts from our colleagues on in the Heifer Modmin about things that you might want to discuss. But frankly, yeah, board games are for me an essential ingredient of home ed. And yeah, you could very easily come to our house and go, God, all you've been doing playing board games all day. Ooh. It's like, yeah, you have no idea how much we're learning from this, and not just knowledge, but skills and also relationship skills, emotional intelligence, all that kind of stuff. We're going to be introducing you to Big Bear and Sammy, who are essential elements in our houses of playing board games. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I am going to kick off. I think I'm just going to pick up a game and I'll tell you about it and tell you why we use it. And some of them you might kind of be like, oh yeah, classic old school ones. And some of them are these kind of new twists. So, the first one I'm going to do, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wave it. It's going to look a bit fuzzy. So I'll probably put a link to the actual game. But I've got one here called Football Game.
They
Football
thought long and
Game.
hard about that title, I think. That probably went through a few revisions before they settled on football game.
I know. Score the first goal to win the game. Age 5 plus, 2 to 4 players. Now, this is by Orchard Toys. And I reckon most people at some point ended up with an Orchard Toys, whether they went to school or not.
I can't imagine
And
anyone is devoid of having experienced an orchard toy
so on the
game.
back of it is an educational guide. And the educational guide, these games encourage children to communicate, share, and play together. This product has been designed to encourage observation, interaction, and turn taking. That sounds like a game to me, but there we go. Um, Develop instruction following and counting skills. Well, yes, it involves a dice. And link with National Curriculum Maths Key Stage 1. Right. Do you know what? Every game that involves a dice, frankly, would link with National Curriculum Maths Key Stage 1. So if they spent a long time working on that, They wasted their time. But anyway, it's lovely. It's actually kind of fun. We've given it to people. The reason why this one's really good is it's about football. All right. So snakes and ladders is can be a bit dull.
You said you've given it to people. If they just kept giving you it back, that's like, well, you still got it.
No,
Do you mean
we've
you
given
bought
it
another
like
copy for
to
other
kids who
people?
love football, right? So kids who love football who hate doing, oh, I don't want to do turn taking games. Well, actually, let's play football game. And it uses various hooks that they're familiar with, like the idea of instead of a snake and a ladder. I mean, who among us is in the habit of sliding down snakes and climbing up ladders when we're 5 years old? Not a lot. Probably you still don't, as an adult, slide down snakes and climb up
Speak for
ladders very
yourself.
much. Um, but the idea of playing football, and then, there is a pass back, there's a referee gets involved, they blow their whistle, it's a yellow card, a red card, free kick, all of that. It means it makes it interesting. Okay, so this is good for that. However, I hate the fact that it's branded as educational. It really irritates me because it plays into that idea that games are only educational if you've made them educational. And like all the games are educational. You just need to work out for yourself then what you're learning in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, football game, I'll put that in the bin. Let's find one that we're a little bit more familiar with. So, who among us have not played Monopoly?
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I hate Monopoly.
Oh.
I hate it.
Do you know what I don't like as well, especially with Monopoly, is that as you play it, you realise that almost all of it is down to luck because it depends on what you land on first. And then, that's, and I can't stand games like that. I find them so boring. Games that could be the same whether I was there or not are pointless to me. So, yeah, that's my take on Monopoly.
Then this is actually
throw
really
it away.
So back to football game. I dispute actually Monopoly is all about luck. It's very heavily weighted.
No, I know it's not all about luck, but a lot of the
Yeah.
initial, if you don't land on anything good to start with and someone else does, you're basically buggered for the rest of the game, aren't you?
Then you might say that's a learning about life. Some people are born
I
into
didn't say it
rich
wasn't
families.
learning. I just find it.
Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't make it fun. So it's only fun if you're the one that's born into the wealthy family, not the ones who are like,
exactly,
oh no,
yes.
we can't afford the rent this month, right? Football game. It's quite a few times when I play a game like this, I'm just like, do you know what? We could have just flipped a coin.
Yeah.
And decide who won that way.
Yeah.
Just heads, tails. Right, it's you. Right, brilliant, fine, done. What was the point? Because there was no judgment. There were no choices. Everything is dictated by the roll of a dice or a spin of a thing.
So a lot of those games are like that, aren't they? And they're aimed at those younger ones. But that football game, sorry, I know it's on Monopoly, but but I've gone backwards. So some of those orchard toy ones are very much like you've got piles of things. Just take the top one, and I always found that completely pointless. We always used to put them out, spread them out, so at least there was some kind of random choice involved, rather than it just being a mechanical off the top. Oh look, there you go.
Yeah.
Which I found pointless. Go on anyway. Sorry, back to
No,
Monopoly.
it's fine. And the thing is, okay, so what do you do if you have one of those games you've outgrown them? Because actually, I mean, what they're good for is it gets you familiar with advancing by a certain number, right? You're translating something that's written on a dice to physically moving, and you can start, and some children, you can see them, they really are struggling. It's kind of like going up a number line. You're going up, I need to go up 4. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so it's just getting familiar with some numbers. It's getting familiar with turn taking, with dealing with the frustration of losing. There's loads of stuff that goes on in that. But what you could also do is you can take something that's quite predictable and easy and make it complicated. So one of the things that games people do
is go,
let's introduce house rule, okay, where you can choose whether you do this or that, and you can start having some fun with it. So back to Monopoly, and this is how we, as a family, who are incredibly, can you imagine the House of the Prairie playing Monopoly? Oh, they couldn't possibly do that where they screw each other over and give me all your money. Instead, we tried playing it. This is the Pokémon version, by the way, I don't know why. I think it's just a way of making loads of money for the people that make Monopoly. You can get ones of your local city. You can get
I
all
know they're
kinds of
doing one
ones.
of where I live soon.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And
you can
although I
get
don't like the
Star
game,
Wars ones. Again, if you've got a particular, some of our children are a little bit obsessive about certain things. They have special interests. If their
uh
only thing is Hogwarts, there will be a Hogwarts Monopoly. All right? And if not, you could make one because frankly, you could figure it out. Um, So this one obviously is good for dealing with money, right? Dealing with money, you've still got the same thing. You've got some turn taking and all that kind of stuff. But we thought Monopoly is a bit rubbish. We don't like the concept of the winner is the person that makes the most money out of everybody else. It's a kind of like, yeah, I win because you lose. So we sometimes change things up a little bit. We might do a thing where if you land on free parking, you get $500. If you do this, you get rewarded. But this one, we decided to go for broke, go the other way, and say who's the first person to lose all their money. And it put such an interesting spin on it. And then we had to kind of work out, well, what rules do we need to change? Anyway, so
I love
so
that. That's a great
this
way
one
to
does
play.
not talk about the educational side of it. All right, because it's just like just play a game. Play a game, it's fun. But you can work out what you're doing from it. And obviously the big thing with this one is money. Have I got enough money? What happens if I spend all my money on the first few goes? I've not got any money left in case I get stung for rent or taxes. So it's about planning ahead and thinking more than one move ahead and strategy and understanding like the character of the person opposite. Are they going to be the kind of person that's going to be really mean or that kind of thing? um, which will bring us to Sami fairly soon. Okay, because dealing with mean players is why Sami came along. So that's one that's a kind of a classic, but has got a bit of a spin. And then one more classic. So board games. I think if I restrict it to board games, then that means only something with a playing board. And I thought, well, actually, that let's not be that pedantic. Not tonight. We're not in the mood for that. So I brought this. Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. The game
Yahtzee.
that comes in as many different boxes and shapes as there are games on the shelf.
Yeah. But do you know what I loved this. And actually some sensory children might hate this, right? I loved the velvet, the baize board. This one, hate, because it's got plastic. It's a travel one and it does mean you're less likely to get grub in it and it's wipe clean, which might be helpful. Um, but it's louder. When you roll the dice, it makes a loud noise.
Yeah,
I liked the felt one.
we had to line a tray with felt
Yeah.
for ours because I couldn't stand the shaking it up in the little plastic container it came in. It was just hideous. So I
Oh my
was,
God,
no,
yes.
I'm
No,
not
that
doing that.
I never understand. Like, what is the point of the container? I mean, seriously. Like, just throw the dice. Just throw the dice. You don't need a stupid cup. But this one's a travel one. It will kind of like, I think it's quite nifty. There's the cup. There we go. It collapses. This bit comes out and it fixes on it. I love it. Anyway, that's been with us quite a few times. But if you haven't played it for a while, I encourage people to play Yahtzee and you figure out for yourself what you think probability you're learning when you play Yahtzee.
Well,
Okay.
and there's some strategy as well in
Mm,
Yahtzee as well, and
yeah.
the decision making process is difficult for some people as well. I think Yahtzee is one that covers a lot. There's
Mm,
addition as well,
yes.
things
There's
like that.
addition. And you've got to do your addition as you're going along because you're like, is it worth the gamble?
That's it, and that's where
Because
the
I need to
strategy
get
comes
hit
in, isn't it?
63
Yeah.
and then I get this. For a maths game, that is the business. That is awesome. It's probably worth mentioning at this point too that maths teachers are also the Venn diagram, haha, of maths teachers and board game geeks looks like this. It's a circle, all right? I don't know a maths teacher that isn't obsessed with board games.
I don't
So
know a maths teacher, but
well, my brother, I happen to be related to one, but I also know quite a few. And also on I won't name it, but one of the learning platforms, it's no surprise to me that the maths teacher is also the board games design teacher. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of overlap, and because a lot of it is based on logic, basically logic, and an understanding of how numbers work, and probability and ratios and all that kind of stuff. which is pretty much maths is about logic. That's really the skill that you're getting from it. When people say, "Oh, I never use anything I learned from maths," it's like, well, that's because you're illogical. You worry me because what you're really learning with maths is not the calculations, but knowing which tool to use for which job.
Well, I
Here's a
always think
problem. How do I solve it?
people that say that haven't had the best time of being taught it, have they? And they don't
No.
realise what they are using it for because
Yes.
it's not been made relevant to their everyday
No.
life,
No,
or
not
because
at
they've
all.
not played board games.
Yes. In which case, come to my house because I'm going to whoop your ass if you don't think you use maths in real life. Ha ha! I'm going to kick
You're
your
never
butt.
getting out alive unless you use it.
So yeah, that's true. Well, that brings me to
Oh no.
this new range of games.
Exit the deserted
Exit, which
lighthouse.
is an escape room game. So I hate the idea of an escape room.
Yes, yes, that's a shiver down my spine.
Yeah, I know this for various reasons. One of the reasons is the time limit on it. So this is something that we were talking with our other admin pals about. You can change the rules of games and the norms to suit your group. So somebody gave this to my family. They don't understand. They love us, and they understand that we like puzzles, and it involves jigsaw puzzles, which is good. But we don't like being pressured by time. That is not fun for us. We like things where there's no rush, there's no timer, there's no got to get it done. So actually, one where you've got to get it done in a certain amount of time is horrifying for us. That's all right, because what we did instead was said, should we just say we'll do it, take as long as it takes to do it? Yeah, all right. So we changed the rule to make it work for us. And it still is an interesting puzzle. It's as challenging as we want to make it. That's the thing. If we found it too easy, then we could start putting the time pressure on. But frankly, I don't need that. I want to have fun. So yeah, so we haven't actually even finished it because we did it for a bit and then we're like, right, well, we'll press pause on that one. We'll come back to that another time when we're in the mood for it. So yeah, so there's that kind of thing. So I don't know if you've noticed sort of like escape room puzzle games or anything coming up that
I've seen them. I have no interest in them. Myself, I tend to gloss over anything that mentions escape room. Because I don't know, the board game's a different ball. All I can think of is I'd kick the door down. I don't want to be locked in anywhere.
I've
Thank
solved
you.
that problem. You want to tell me
Exactly.
how to
Yeah, I've
escape?
escaped.
I'm not going to do your silly games. I'm just going to get out. I was like, brilliant.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I love a
That was the point
puzzle.
of the game, wasn't it?
I don't like being shut in somewhere. Um, yeah.
Well, interestingly, we're going to talk about online games. Of course, we're talking about online games and video games as well. Um, there are exit games. Let's call them exit games rather than escape. Exit games or puzzle solving games online as well, which don't have a time element to them. And I love them. Like you've got to find hidden objects. So anyway, we won't get distracted, but
Oh, I like those. Yeah.
yeah,
But we're going to do
exactly.
computers game
We're going to do that
style in
another time.
another,
Yeah, we'll do that
maybe.
another time. But so
Yeah.
we will cover the crossover between some of them. Anyway, so that's a few of the kind of like traditional type games. And then it all gets a bit weird. Because you'll see where things go. So let me at this point introduce you to
Craig,
right.
hello.
Oh, go on. No. If you wanted to have an educational game, then I would recommend for literacy. It's called Rap Battles, the hip hop
Ooh.
rhyming word game for wannabe MCs. Right? It has been created by a rapper. All right. And what I love about that is like if you imagine if your kids were watching rap battles on YouTube, you'd be like, oh God, what the hell are they watching? This is useless. It is all about literacy. Being able to come up with a killer response like that, that rhymes, that is insulting, and witty at really short notice. It's like that is using so much vocabulary and playing with words. It's genius. I'm not going to go into too much details again because obviously I'm going to put links to all the games. But I found this in a bookshop. So we've got an independent bookshop that has really quirky stuff in it as well. And I was like, oh my God, this looks amazing. And I'll just tell you the basic concept. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to show that if you really have some fun looking into it, and I'll put some sources of where you can look into games on, you can find some brilliant fun ways of ticking those educational things that you're concerned about, like numeracy and literacy. So literacy, there are loads of literacy games. They're just for word nerds, basically. So I'll give you an example. So with this one, and what I love about this is it's the whole point, you're supposed to be mean to each other. Right? It kind of flips it on its head. It's like, oh, literacy, let's all read Jane Austen and discuss why they wore bonnets or something. No, let's say you've got to try and use the word onomatopoeia in a kind of a line that starts with "I'm coming for you," right? And you've got to kind of like, I've got to use the word onomatopoeia, knowing what it means, and I've got to rhyme it with something. Wah! And I've got to get it done. And then someone has to score whether they think that was like a burn comment or whether that was really lame. There are online versions of this. This is how we came.
This is a great game. I was just playing it in my head while you were talking with that line. Yeah,
Brilliant.
I
It's
got
brilliant.
it.
Like
Love it.
okay, so another one.
You're not going to give
Another
us
one
a
is,
rendition.
here's another one. So there's another one which starts, I never back down, and you've got to have the word loud at the end of it. Do you know, I was like, all right, I never back down. I'm going to shout it out loud. I stand out on my own. You're just one of the crowd. Okay, and then your next person goes, that was not offensive, I'm sorry, but you know that's a rubbish burn. But then they have to come back with a rhyme that's better. It's really fun.
That sounds
Really,
really
really
good.
fun.
I like that.
I don't know, it's good, isn't it? So anyway, so that would be a fantastic literacy game, right? But then there are loads of others like taboo. Can you get someone to say a word without using certain words? That kind of thing, you know? There are tons of those sorts of things. So at this point, how about, I feel like I want to bring in our special guests, and talk a little bit more about, rather than the educational, knowledgey stuff, let's talk about the social aspect, okay? Because that's a huge thing. And when our children are not shutting cupboards under the stairs doing their workbooks, we let them out sometimes to do some social stuff, sometimes with other children, and sometimes at home with us. Board game cafes are all over the place now. Villages, towns, you could start one up. It just basically is me and my dad are going down to such and such cafe with our board games every other Thursday. Come and join us. That's all a board game cafe needs to be. Or it could be there's a board game shop somewhere that's actually smart enough to host one of these, and you can book a room or you can just use it and that kind of stuff, right? Anyway, the point is, it's a great way of interacting with people. It can be the people that you love, which I'm hoping is your immediate family, or it could be people that you're kind of like, ooh, they don't have a vested interest in being too kind to me, and they're not going to go easy on me, and that's another set of learning going on there. So, how about let's talk about these social sides of things, and I wondered at this point whether you could bring Big Bear in. Because Big Bear helped in your family with one of the challenges of board games. So,
hello,
Big Bear.
I'm
Hi,
Big
welcome. Welcome to chat about home ed. I'm
Bear.
hoping
Thank you
you'll
very
come back.
much.
Oh yeah, you're very welcome. Oh, it's lovely to have you here. I was expecting like kind of a falsetto voice, but that's all right. You've got a big gruff voice. Okay.
No, I've got a big voice for a big bear.
Okay. Can you put him in front of your face? There we go. There we can't see your mouth moving. There he is. He's lovely. Right, so Big Bear, tell us about Big Bear and what role does he play in board
I am
games?
going to let Big Bear sit down on the chair though, because I'm quite hot and Big Bear is like a huge cushion.
Okay, Big Bear. So
no offense, Big
your
Bear.
None
advocate
taken.
is going to speak on your behalf now.
It indeed, yes. Well, and that leads us. It's a nice segue into what Big Bear helps us to do sometimes. As So it's especially for a particular game that was quite complicated for my daughter's just 9 and 4 months. So not particularly old. I was getting to the stage where she can really understand quite, fairly complex games now, and we do like a good game in this house. This is a rambling backstory. I'm so sorry. So I got a physical copy of the game Wingspan, which I've not brought with me because I'm ill prepared. But my assistant on the screen, here we go, has brought it there. And so I had this. I'm a sucker for absolutely gorgeous games. I bought it. I really wanted to play it. I didn't open it. No, I did open it. I opened it and looked at it and put it away several times over about a year and a half. And
Oops, I just dropped.
Oh, no, don't drop a
common
duck.
nighthawk. Sorry.
Oh dear.
There we go.
Then I saw it. It was on. I could buy it on PC. And so I did because it wasn't very expensive. And I thought, well, I'll learn it there. So I learnt that. And my daughter wanted to learn it with me, and so we did.
Many rules. I'm just illustrating.
And it is quite, once you've got it, I think it looks more overwhelming than it is, that game. I think, once you've got it, it's quite a simple concept, although it's very good and there's a lot of choices in there, etc. But my daughter got the concept, understood the rules. She played a few games alongside me, like where we were, talking about what should we do now and playing against the computer. I then was asking her, do you want to have a go on your own? Do you want to have a go on, against me or just against the computer? And she's, oh, no. I think she found that far too pressured. And then I said, oh, how about, does Big Bear want to play? She said, oh yeah, I think Big Bear does want to play with us. I said, okay, how about you be on my team and Big Bear can play on their own? She's like, oh, okay. And actually, yeah, Big Bear's going to whisper to me what he wants, what move he wants to make, and then I'll tell you because he's a bit shy. So yeah, we did that and played the whole game, and I think Big Bear, you actually won that game.
So Big Bear was whispering to your daughter?
Yes.
And then she told
and she was telling
Big
me,
Bear wants to blah, blah,
exactly,
blah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm keeping that story like that. And that so hopefully people can read between the lines there. But that was a really good way to get her engaged and get her. No, she was already engaged, but get her feeling comfortable and confident enough to translate Big Bear's moves. He was telling her on to be the moves that she was telling me to make on there. So and that's really worked, and we've done that several times. And now he joins us for other games as well sometimes.
Oh, nice. Is Big Bear let's say a good loser and a generous winner? Does he kind of like play fair? Is he a kind?
He's an okay loser. Yeah, he's not bad. I think we've got the. I think the losing in our house is very dependent on other factors that are going on. Sometimes it can be absolutely fine, and other times it's not. Can't really cope with it massively. Although to be fair, that's kind of dwindled over the years. We've not got a terribly. I'd say the worst loser is my wife.
I would love it if she could burst in at this point.
Well,
smack you around the chops.
I'm waiting for her to. She's a fantastically competitive person, and she loves to win. And so I do find myself going easier on her sometimes than I do when I'm with my daughter, because I'm like, yeah, bless them.
Okay, this is a perfect time for me to introduce Sami then. Okay, so Sami, we don't have your wife in our family. Just we'll clear that up actually for our.
I know, she said I can hear you.
Okay, here is Sami. Isn't it adorable?
Hello, Sami.
This is actually Sami with a dirty nose because we lost him in a toy shop at one point. So we got a substitute like Sami. And then if you've ever bought a replacement toy, you know they don't look exactly the same. So it was very obvious that the new Sami was not the old Sami, and then we managed to get the old Sami back again, and we realised his nose was quite dirty. This is Sami with a dirty nose, and he's the original Sami. So he went everywhere with my son in his pocket, and we've got loads of photos with him holding Sami and stuff. Right, Sami. Sami looks adorable, but he is a horrible loser. He is
Arsehole.
yeah, he's an arsehole. I said that before. I didn't want to say it, record it, but I will.
Say it. Don't worry. This is an after hours podcast.
Oh, look at those big eyes. I'm sorry.
I know, they're the ones you've got to watch, aren't they?
You're gorgeous, but you are awful at playing games.
How so?
Win. Okay, so I'll give that. We brought Sami in when we were playing Frustration. So you were saying about being fantastic competitive. We have someone in our extended family who says, "What's the point of playing if you're not going to try to win? What's the point of playing a game if you're not going to try and win?" Right? That's what it's about. I'd
have to talk to them.
Well, well, that's why we don't play Monopoly anymore. But yeah, we were playing Frustration, and in Frustration, I don't know if you know, but the point of Frustration is you often have the opportunity to make a choice in your moves. Am I going to move this piece, which will
No, I've not played that,
which will harm your chances of winning, or can I make a choice which will still benefit me but doesn't harm your chances of winning? Right. And the person, someone like Sami would be like, well, if I've got a chance to land on you and send you back, I'm going to take that over any other move, however tactical it is, more strategic it is to do the other thing. Because my pleasure in playing a game is to screw you, right? So we're not like that, but I kind of wanted to introduce the idea of that and have fun with it with my son. So number one, he could actually take the pressure off himself to have to do the right thing all the time.
Yeah.
Because he would be like, "Oh, I don't want to land on you. I'm so sorry," and he'd get really upset. He'd get upset if someone else didn't win. It's like introducing Sami meant that Sami could be the arsehole. So he could be kind. So every time Sami had a turn, not only if he had a chance to land on you, he would, even if it wasn't necessarily to his advantage, but also he would go, "Ha! In your face, in your face." Or if someone landed on him, or if he didn't get the double six or whatever, he'd be like, "Stupid game, I don't want to play." Right. So, and we would take turns doing the voices of Sami. It was like we just got to play at being that awful person, to the point that we had older kids come and stay over one time, and we'd done this with them, and they were like, "Oh, Cheryl, can we invite Sami? Can Sami come and play Frustration as well?" And it's like, because it's so much fun having Sami the arsehole come and play, And sometimes Sami would win, and actually sometimes Sami would not win, and then we'd be like, "Ha, Sami, in your face." So yeah, I love Sami, but yeah, that's another tool that we use because, God, as a parent, you can be the grown-up, obviously, when you're playing a game. But, oh, my God, when you're playing with people who either revert to competitive child mode or are competitive children, it adds a whole new layer to board game playing.
Yeah, it is difficult. I do try and remind people sometimes, no shade at all, we're very cohesive unit normally, but
it's a strength.
Sometimes
being ultra competitive.
Sometimes, absolutely, and I've not got that because I play for the joy of playing. I don't care if I win or lose, really, unless if I keep getting streaks of bad luck or streaks, it gets a bit. I just think it gets a bit boring. But apart from that, I don't care if I lose or not. But I do, sometimes I bend rules slightly. If I can see my daughter is playing quite a complex game and getting a little bit frustrated or upset or whatever, I might go, oh no, look, it was quite a good one you picked up there, and maybe swap, just every now and then.
What you do, you're just adjusting the dials a little bit.
That's it.
You're just being sensitive to it, and you're like, actually, do you know what? You are getting quite a lot of luck here. I'm not going to hold back anymore because we're going to make it a bit more of a challenge.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it's about when you're playing with a child, it's about it's about teaching them a lot of things, and that can be compassion as well. And actually I'm enjoying this game, but I'm not going to enjoy it if you're not happy as well. I don't want to let you win just for the sake of it, but I don't want you to feel so bad that you just want to give up. So, only every now and then.
Now I'm going to introduce you to a couple more games then. So there are other games which I think have been, this is why I love ones that have been developed by independent individuals in response to what goes on in their lives. And they're like, I hate it when games do this. I'm going to do a game that has this element to it. And there are games where not I win because you lose, but there are games where I win because I'm playing my own game in this realm. It's kind of independent of what you do. But it's just
Wingspan's a bit like that, though, isn't it? Wingspan's not really a very competitive game.
Sami would hate it because it's quite hard to screw people over in Wingspan.
Yeah, you've got the goals, haven't you? But apart from that, there's not really much competitiveness. It's kind of, you're just playing with beautiful cards and next to each other.
Yeah, yes, your actions can affect other people, but if you play trying to screw over people, you're not gonna win because you need to focus. Like my partner plays darts, which I know, well, it's actually a board game because it's a dartboard. But
that's stretching it.
I know, sorry, but darts is a game which is played completely independently of the other person. So you have an opposition. It doesn't matter what they do. You're throwing 3 darts, getting a score, reducing 501 down to 0. That is all you're doing. And then it's their turn, and it's their turn to try and do that. If they're doing really well, why would that make any difference to how you play? You're still trying to reach the same goal with the same 3 darts each time. And the real game is not being affected by them. And just
real game is in your head.
It's all in your head. It's all in your head. It's a head game. So there were ones like that, and have I got one that's a bit like that? Yes, I have. This one. Okay, for the Minecraft fans.
What imaginative title has this one got? I can't see it.
It's called Builders and Biomes. Minecraft Builders and Biomes, a Minecraft board game. Now, I tell you what, I know Minecraft quite well. My son knows Minecraft quite well. It's an excellent game. It's really, really good. But what I like about it is it's a little bit like Wingspan or some of these other games, that there are 3 rounds. What you do in round 1 affects, you have to kind of think ahead to round 3. Am I setting myself up well for round 3? And it's what my brother calls a point salad game, where you add up. A point salad game is where you add up multiple things to find out what your score is. So on Wingspan, it could be how many did you get for the goals? How many eggs have you got at the end of the game? Yeah. And you add it all up, and you think you're doing really well. You're like, oh, damn, somebody else hit their goals that I didn't know about. Builders and Biomes is very similar, but it's on a simpler level. It's very tactile, so you're literally picking up little blocks, and you're doing your own game. You can't really screw people over because you can't really know what they're trying to achieve. You're just getting on with your own game, and at the end of it, you see how you did. So there will be a winner and a loser, but you're not hurting each other to win. Which, and if you're a Minecraft fan, it's awesome. So that's one level, and then there's the next level up, which is, I shall bring 2 out. Cooperative games. So cooperative games sound like exactly the kind of game you'd expect us to play, Craig, in our house.
I know. I think this is it encapsulates you beautifully as your little house on the prairie, of it, that you've had to introduce a character to be the horrible one, because there's just no one in there that is anything other than pristine and beautiful and just lovely to everyone and each other. Oh, we couldn't possibly do that, John boy.
I'm going to make, do you know what? Maybe I'm going to make a Little House on the Prairie cooperative game.
I've only ever seen the title. I don't even know what the thing's like. They might be horrible to each other. It doesn't look like they are.
I bet it involves eating pie, something like that. Anyway, so cooperative games sound like they're really lame, but actually they're not. They're awesome. People who like competitive games also enjoy cooperative games. It's just that instead of being one person trying to win, you're working as a team trying to win, or a pair, a duo trying to win. And I got so many. There are fewer, I have to be honest. Cooperative games, they need some more work. They need people to come up with more cooperative games. So more, please. But the one that I'm going to tell you about is, it's a two-player game. And oh, I know some of our admin are going to love this one, because what you are, it's it's a bit grim. You are the pilot and co-pilot who are landing a plane. All right. Now, if you don't get it right, you know what's going to happen to that plane, don't you? It's a bit
Gonna
like
be
Die
late.
Hard. Die Hard 2, I think it is.
Oh no.
So it's like that. So there's different steps that you have to do each go to be prepared, so that when it's your turn to land, your landing gear is down, your plane is level, all this kind of stuff. Anyway, so if you're interested in flying or anything like that, that's fine. I'm not even interested in that, and I found it interesting. So that's what the mark of a good game. But it says it's two-player co-op, immersive, high drama. Okay, that might not be for everybody, because it is a bit like, but because it's a cooperative game, you're working together. So you talk to each other in between rounds and kind of go, okay, so what's our strategy? Oh yeah, okay, what we really need to do next is get this going. Okay, right, okay, are you ready to play? Okay, play. And then when you've rolled your dice, you both make choices based on your dice that no one else can see, and you're kind of working together to try and help each other out, but then you can't talk at that point. And then you go, ooh, that round, oh gosh, we're really in trouble now. We've got loads of planes coming in. We need to get rid of the planes. Landing gear is that, all this kind of stuff. It's lovely, but it's unfortunately it's only two-player. So that works for two people, but they have different scenarios. It can get harder, it can get easier.
They should add like a third person element in, shouldn't they? That might appear on a plane to maybe hijack a situation. That could be a good addition. Sky Team
You know
add-on
what?
hijack.
I'll be honest, my partner came home this week with an expansion for this. He went to a board game cafe.
Oh,
So
it's
do you know
nice.
what expansions are?
Me?
Yeah. In the
Yeah.
context of board games, what's an expansion?
It's something that makes it bigger.
Yeah. Or puts an
It
extra
might add on
spin
a
on it.
different
It can make
element,
it
or
expand. Yeah, so for
new
Wingspan,
rules, or
yeah, you could add in, it focuses on North American birds to start off with. But the expansion for that
Europe.
is a bunch of European birds. Um,
Asian,
yeah, or Asian, or South
Oceania.
Pacific, whatever. Yeah, that's it. For some other games, it could be, well, we'll put in a new set of goals or a new way of doing it, or changes the rules a bit. And then, so with this one, I don't know what it is, but it could be that. Yeah, it could be. What I love about this is it involves cups of coffee, so you can choose to have a strategic cup of coffee to make to help you. I love somebody who really understands flying a plane. I think made that
Keep you
game.
stay awake.
It was Game of the Year in 2024. This is the thing. It is award winning. We bought it in America. We went to a game shop, and this guy was just like, he said, "Oh, we really like cooperative games." He was like, "You're gonna love this. This is my favorite cooperative game." It's like, we do love this. It's now our favorite cooperative game. Right. This is the daddy of cooperative games, though. My God. This one you're going to want as a Christmas present. It's a big present. It's expensive. You can't often buy it in a shop. You can in board game shops. Don't buy on Amazon. I'm just going to say this now. Please don't buy these games on Amazon. All right. Go to a board game shop and buy the board game from the board game shop, or go to an online version of a board game shop where it's someone who's selling board games, because number one, they'll recommend it, they'll explain it to you, you can get diagnosed for what kind of game would suit you. They're like personal shoppers. But also support them, because flipping heck, I would be gutted if the board game shops disappeared. And sometimes they will have games you can't get online because they're actually made by the people who run the shop, and they're fabulous. So anyway, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, a cooperative deck building game. Okay, this really shouldn't be allowed because it's not a board game. It's a deck building game. All right. Pokémon is not a board game. It is a deck building game. However, it uses a little game sheet that you put your stuff on, so we'll call it a board game. So it is a deck building game. They are a whole other genre, but I just want to say that in case we get any angry board game aficionados writing in and saying, "How dare you?" Okay, it's a deck building game. It is age 11 plus. It is that for a reason. Don't try and play it with a 6-year-old. It will break their head, your head, whatever. All right. But I love Hogwarts. Great. When you're 11, we'll play this game. Okay. So, but what it is if you are into Harry Potter, the attention to detail on that is fabulous. You are one of the 4 children, Harry, Ron, Hermione, or Neville. In the expansion, they throw in a couple of other children as well. So you are that person. You're working with another kid. You've each got your own special talent. Neville's is that he's able to heal people. That's why I'm always Neville. I love Neville, and he deals with plants. He's gorgeous. He is the hero of Hogwarts, by the way. I'm just going to say that. So Neville, I'm Neville. None of us ever want to be Harry. My son likes being Hermione. She gets a lot of spells. It's quite good, you know. And yeah, we normally have Ron in there somewhere. Anyway, but you're defeating villains. You're working together. And you talk all the time. Every single go, you can say, right, okay, what shall I do? I've got these cards, and then you could say, well, look, if you use that one, then on my next go, I could do that one. And then we could defeat this. And then someone else go, well, I tell you what, why don't you just let me be the one that loses points because I can take it. I've got some spare. It is the most cooperative game I have seen. It is a little bit high drama when you get to certain levels of it because you're like, you die. I mean, not in real life, but, you know, it's actually quite hard.
That would be a really intense game, wouldn't it? If you had to like, right, cyanide capsule now.
I'm afraid.
Sorry, you made the choice. I told you not to go in there. Yeah.
But it can get quite tense because like you've actually invested quite a lot of work into getting so far, and then you're like, But we have a house rule basically, like you said about if things aren't looking good in the first few goes. If you get a bad luck streak very early on in a game like that, we can just go, do you know what? Shall we just jack it in and start again? Yeah, all right. We give ourselves permission to do that. So I think that's really important. It's like give yourself permission. So one of our friends said, look, it's okay, change what you're doing. Make the demands lower if you see your child's getting tired. Let them decide where the game should end rather than playing to the bitter end. Adapt the rules, make it easier or quicker to play with. Give kids a calculator. It's okay to quit a game. Like we've played games sometimes. We've got an hour in and then just gone, do you know, I'm not feeling it. No, me neither. That's all right. We'll just pack it up. And it's no harm. I mean, we didn't need to play it to the end. We were actually enjoying playing it for an hour. We're done now. Time to move on.
I feel a bit like that sometimes with books. You haven't necessarily got to finish a book or get all the way to the end. If you're not feeling it, life's too short. Just move on to the next one. Or just come back to it another time. What's the point? The point in doing these is to, teach your children something maybe, or a lot of the time just to have fun.
Have some fun.
And if you're not having fun, what's the point?
Create a bit of a bond with each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah.
We had it can be a really lovely social connecting tool. We have a couple of neighbours that we had over the other night for a board game night with my son. Now he's, I don't know, 15 years younger than them, but he's able to hold his own with these people because he knew the game and they didn't. So then he's teaching the game to people who are older than him, and that in terms of literacy, having to explain how to play something means you have to take information and then package it up in a way that is going to make sense to other people, check that they understand it. Oh, you don't? Okay, let me rephrase that. As a literacy tool, it's fabulous. And it's no accident, actually. I work with a speech and language therapist. She uses games all the time, because for literacy, communication, verbal communication and taking information and sequencing, all this kind of stuff, it is amazing. So if you're feeling wobbly about games, it's like, trust me, the specialists that work on speech and language and numeracy and all that kind of stuff, they use games all the time, because they are such a great way. You're learning without realizing it, and it's making learning fun, which makes it easier to learn. So anyway, so that's pretty cool. I'm not sure what else I really want to say about games. One question we had was, how can I resist the urge to buy all the pretty games?
Just do it until you run out of money.
Just don't. I mean, why would you? Or, okay, all right, you could make friends with people who have got board games, and you don't buy the one that they've got. You buy one they haven't got, and you can swap with them. You can play at each other's houses. I tend not to. I do like kind of not owning all the games that I know my brother's got, because then I know that we can borrow from him. But if I really, really want it for myself, I'll buy it. Mind you, he's got a whole room full of games, so he's got plenty of room. But yeah, I mean, I totally get that. Some of them are beautiful. The artwork, it's amazing. And yeah, the stuff you learn. Like you were talking about Wingspan. Wingspan, every single card, it's not necessary at all for the game, but it's got all loads of information about the bird. It tells you its scientific name. It tells you an interesting fact about it. It tells you about its breeding, and some of that is actually really relevant to the game, but a lot of it isn't. But it's like, I love birds. This is great. I'm really learning about them. And then we went to North America, and we were like, oh my God, red cardinal. Oh, I remember that one from Wingspan. It was really nice, yeah, no, really interesting. And the same again for there's a lot of niche games where if you're really interested in that kind of stuff, I'll shout out to our offshoots group. There is a list of outdoorsy themed games there. As long as your arm is, there are so many out there.
Oh, there are some beautiful nature-based games.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
we were talking about one about fungi, weren't we?
We were.
I haven't got it yet, but I like the look of that one.
I've played one with one of our friends. They brought it over one night, and I can't remember what it's called now. I don't know if it was mycelium or if it was a different one.
Oh yes, mycelium. It might have been mycelium. Yeah,
it might have been. I think they got that on Vinted. Second-hand is always a way to go as well if you haven't got the funds for the brand new ones, because sometimes they are a bit costly. You can.
We found an unboxed game in a charity shop. I was like, oh my God, that's my favourite bit, pushing all the cards out of the cardboard. I love unboxing a new game, lifting it off and then opening up and yeah, it's brilliant. There's a game called Isle of Cats, and it's made by someone who loves cats, and you're helping cats, you're rescuing them from an island, and wherever. Anyway, one of the things in the setup instructions, one of the instructions is that you need to put the box lid on your table, and put a cat in it.
What?
Like an actual cat. Because you know that a cat will jump on the table while you're playing a game. That box can now be a box that the cat can sit in. So I'm like, that is someone who knows cats has made that game. Anyway, it's stuff like that. It's a bit weird, but
I'm glad you said it.
There's another game called Meadow.
Meadow, I got that for my birthday. I love it.
Yeah,
it's so gorgeous.
It's got these little bits. The expansions are in the game, and you open them on special occasions.
Yeah, we've not gone there yet. Yeah. We've not.
Well, no, I know some people just like, sod that, and they just open them all. But there'll be one that is like, you open it when you see a deer, and then you get to open that pack, or you get to open this one on Christmas Eve. There are these little things, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. I love it. But yeah, we probably will forget and just open them when we get a bit bored. But yeah, there's a lot going on in there. So I like that a lot. Let me have a look if there's any others that I like.
Ticket to Ride. We play that quite a bit, and Carcassonne.
What's that one?
Ticket to Ride.
Oh, Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride. My family, they not the immediate family, other family, they have a playlist that they play with some games. They are so into it. They've got a Ticket to Ride playlist. So it could be because they've got the American version. So it might
Hmm.
be ones to do with the different destinations. Um, I love the idea. They're like, oh yeah, let's put on the Ticket to Ride playlist while we're playing. It's great, isn't it? It's really good. I've got another one. Pokemon. This is the second Pokemon that we've got. This one's called Pokemon Labyrinth.
Ah, Labyrinth.
Yeah, so Labyrinth, many
Yes.
versions of Labyrinth. Isn't it amazing? I mean,
I really like it. My daughter bought it because it was a Harry Potter one. She was very into Harry Potter at the time, and we played it a few times, and she just doesn't feel. I really like it, and I was oh, how
I like
about
the
playing it?
mechanic of it. It's so
Yeah,
elegant. It's so elegant, and it's like good game because you're just like, but that's so simple and elegant. Why
I was going
didn't
to
anyone
say
think of that
it's not
already?
complicated, is it? But it's not. It's one of those ones that it's not really boring,
Mm,
even though it's quite a simple concept.
yeah.
Because there's a lot of thinking you need to do. You can push pieces off the other side and create the
Yeah, you
pathways
can.
and stuff.
Sammy, oh my God. I think we actually
Oh,
had
but
Sammy
he's a
play.
right dick. Yeah.
He'd be like, push you off. And he would totally screw himself in order to screw someone over.
But does he? He doesn't necessarily know because I think when we played, you're meant to keep your destination secret, aren't you? But my
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
daughter can't
yeah.
really cope with that, so she has all hers out, and we let her choose what one she's going for first. So that's another example of you're meant to
Yeah,
go to the destinations in order
yeah,
on your card,
yeah.
but she gets to choose what ones.
Oh, yeah, we've
Um,
done that too. We've done it in particular.
yeah,
Or you can choose what order you put them in, all that
but
kind of
surely
stuff.
Sammy doesn't then know what one. Like you might be goading him into pushing you off when you really want to go to the other side of the
I
board.
know, because
So.
Sammy he's vindictive, but he's also a little bit simple.
Yeah,
So you can
exactly.
actually
Yeah.
go, oh no, dear Sammy, oh bother. So, another one, this is it. This is the game. It's called Love Letters. It is. So what I love about the games, again, board game, it's not, it's a deck game. But I love these games that you can put in your pocket. You can put it in a pocket, you can put it in your bag, you can have it on and we have often been at a cafe or something, and we take a pack of Uno cards,
Uno.
and
Yes.
probably something like love letters. And then we've got a bit of time to kill. We just like, oh, quick game of love letters. Yeah, all right. We get love letters out. It's a few cards. It's a very simple concept once you get the idea of it. Um, and it's fabulous. I haven't played with anyone who doesn't like this game, but it comes in this gorgeous little bag. It's very tactile and lovely. And I think that's the other thing is that some of these they're not just like crappy card games that fall apart and a piece has gone missing. Some of them are beautiful and treasured and that kind of thing. So, but the next level, the absolute next level, is to make your own ball games. And I'll put some resources on the post about where to go for that. But like I said, you can do you can do video tutorials on how to make your own board game. You can get kits. You could take a game that you've already got and you could tweak it. Yesterday I was playing a Connect Four with a kiddie at school, and I was like, oh, but this is too easy. This is too straightforward. Let's mix it up. So I was like, what if every time we have four goes, we have to swap round. So I'm red, you're yellow, and then after four turns, I'm now yellow and you're red. So you're kind of like having to think four turns ahead. I need to set it up so that I'm going to be successful when it's me, but it's not
Wow.
really successful when it's him. It was like, I won, haha. He beat me
That's the most
he
important
beat
thing.
me on the simple version, hands down, beat me all the time. As soon as I made it a twist, that extra push, he was ready for that push. Do you know what I mean? It made it harder for him, and he was starting to have to think ahead. And you could see his head. He was like that little bit of just the edge of frustration, but also kind of like, this is ooh,
I do. Yeah.
painfully enjoyable. I'm liking it, but I'm not liking it. I want to get good at this, you know?
That's I like that because that's like the opposite of what we were saying before, isn't it? Making
Mm.
it a bit harder or a bit different. I'm learning. It's very slowly learning, trying to learn. Don't know how far I'll get. Go.
All
Um,
right. No, I don't know that one.
Go. Yeah. It's the oldest board game that's been continuously
Ah.
played. I think they used to teach it to. It used to be a requirement of Chinese generals to learn it.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Because
Okay.
it's so strategic, but
Oh my God, I can't believe we didn't even mention chess. Sorry, but just
well,
like
no,
chess is the
exactly.
ultimate board game, right?
But
Like,
And
Yeah.
but this is you've got two coloured stones. You've got
Yeah.
one colour, the other person's got one, and you put them on intersecting lines. That is it, but it's so complicated once you get into it. So I was trying to get my daughter like, oh, are you interested in this? And she was. But I thought this is going to be far too difficult for me because I don't get it completely anyway. Or I don't understand really how to play. I can never win when I'm playing against the computer. I just enjoy trying. I won once, but yes, but I turned that into a 5 in a row game. Like instead, so like, oh, let's try and block each other to get her used to kind of the mechanics and looking around and so I think adapting and changing. But yeah, check that one out because that is
no, I love these ones that are just like they're so simple and elegant. I mean, God, talk about this all day. But what I will do is I will put a link into Board Game Geek. Board Game Geek is the website to go to if you want to. Basically, you just say, I'm interested in there's this many players, roughly this kind of age. I would just start off young and then make it harder and that kind of stuff. And just, I would say age in terms of maturity. I think that's really what the age is about on these board games.
Absolutely. I mean, we play games, rated for 12 plus sometimes with my daughter, and she's absolutely fine. She has been for a year or two. It does really depend on and there's nothing wrong with an older child playing, ones that are much younger. We've kept some of her, younger ones because she enjoys playing those sometimes.
Well, like you've seen, like you can pair up as well, right? So you can say, well, why don't we have, me and my son against Daddy? All right, there we go. Let's do that. That will help things get going. So Anyway, so I'm going to put that. That's really good for kind of an opening up your eyes to a load of other games, but. Oh my gosh, go to a
It's also good for like if you've seen one and you want to know like, oh, what's it like? Is it any good? Look it up on there because there's hundreds of reviews on there and they're all ranked.
People review it. Sometimes there's videos on how to play it, that kind of thing. So is it time for us to go? I feel like it's time for us to go.
No, it's all right. It's I've got someone trying to distract me in the background.
Is it Big Bear again? Big Bear.
Yeah, it's Big Bear, yeah.
Big Bear, no, I'm sorry, we're chatting about home ed. Is it relevant to board games and home education?
No.
No, well, Big Bear, sorry, love. No, I'm afraid
sorry.
not. Get your own podcast, all right?
Yeah. Oh, maybe. Maybe we should turn this into a feature though, because I think this is. I've never seen you so passionate about something ever. This is
What, the board games?
We should just do reviews of board games, shouldn't we?
I tell you, do you know what? I don't think there'd be any complaints. I think if you and me, it's almost like idea. People have a book group. We should have a board game group, just like you and me.
Or a game group. A game group.
You
can
you come and tell me what game you've been playing this week. I'll tell you what game I've been playing, and then we can bring it to home ed.
Sammy, we know what games you've been playing. You dickhead.
I beg your pardon.
Sammy, a little. Oh, don't! It's too late.
It's too late.
It's not even that late, everyone. It's only like 9 o'clock.
Okay, I like that. I think we might have that an occasional feature where we come back and talk about what games we've been playing.
Occasional every week feature. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Occasional every other day.
Well, we could do a monthly. What have we been playing this month?
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
With us, it'd just be the same thing over and over again for the board game.
I know,
my daughter gets obsessed.
Don't. You can press the button when you've played a new game, and then we can have a podcast about it. Cool. All right. I loved doing this. This was an awful lot of fun. I kind of want to go and play a game now. So catch up with you soon. I'm not quite sure what we're going to talk about next. I think if we don't manage to get onto the social services one soon, let's do online games next, shall we? Let's stick in the
we can do
which I know is you're going to get all shiny and red in the face over that one, aren't you?
I've got quite a bit of knowledge on it not necessarily online, but on console or PC. Absolutely.
Oh,
but
brilliant.
Check out Go.
I will.
Do you like chess?
I do and I don't. I like it more when I don't care so much. If I feel myself like really caring about it, it can make my head hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm also terrible at the end game. So I'm very good at I like, oh, I'm totally winning, I'm totally winning, and then I just can't finish the game off. Not because I don't want to win. I just I'm like, oh, I don't know how to get from here, and now I'm really bored, and I don't want to be chasing the king around a board. Or like, oh, should we just stop? So, yeah, I think that's the bit I need to get better at. Uh,
Okay.
my son, he's
Okay.
really into it. That's a lovely example of where he's got the tactile, he's got a beautiful board in his room. It's out all the time, but also he plays the chess.com app. He's got that, which oh God, it reviews the game. It tells you what you could have done. It kind of coaches you. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
cool.
It's beautiful. But then he learns from that. He watches YouTube videos about it. He wants a particular book, all that kind of stuff. Plays online with his friends on it, and then will also then get the board out and play
He
with
might
others.
like Go because
Mm,
that if he really likes chess,
mm,
go just show him because
yeah.
it looks simple, but it's I read like on a full size board which is like 19 by 19.
Yeah.
And you've got all the intersecting little squares. There's more combinations you can do in a game than there are stars in the universe.
I love that. That's so
Because there's
lovely.
billions of different ways it can look, you know. And, yeah, it's maybe not in the universe, maybe in the Milky Way, but I can't remember.
All right,
Anyway, it's a
don't
lot.
spoil it. You have me on that one.
It
And
might be
I'm
that.
not exactly gonna count the stars and count the variations and say you were wrong.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's true, isn't it? Yeah, actually, I've
You say what you
calculated it, and
like,
there's no
You're like,
way. Well,
what?
I was thinking that it's infinite, isn't it, in the universe, really, because for all intents and purposes. So that was a little bit inaccurate, but that's getting on to kind of physics, and that's a different day, isn't it?
That'll be a whole different board game. I'm sure there are some right nerdy physics games, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I should look into that. We're quite into atoms at the minute and what's in an atom.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, there we go. All right, I'll leave you with that one. That's your homework.
indeed.
Maybe that can be the game that we talk about. This has been a delight. And we haven't been too rude or silly. I
Not
would like to
really.
thank our special guests today. I actually threw Sammy across the room when he was being a bit of an idiot. So hang on, let me bring him back.
Thank
Oh,
you for having me, everybody.
come on,
Very
come
nice of you.
on.